Good morning, dear students. Today I am taking last topic of application of derivative, that is maxima and minima. Maxima means to get maximum value of the function, and minima means to get minimum value of the function. It has some technical definitions. Understand them. Let f be a function defined on an interval I. I is the interval. It may be the domain of the function also. F is said to have maximum value in interval I if there exists a point C in I such that Fc is greater or equal to Fx for all x belonging to I. It means I has interval has some boundary and many elements within it, and we get all the values of the function at those points. If C is in the point in the interval and we get fc, the value of the function, it is greater than all other values, then we say that fc is the maximum value. And here the fc is called maximum value and c is called the point of maxima in the interval. Similarly, f is said to be minimum if f is said to have a minimum value in interval I if there exists a point C in I such that fc is less than equal to fx for all values x in I. That means from we get the value of function in the interval at so many points in the interval, and sees there a point in the interval at that point the value of function is fc, that is less than all other values of the function within the interval, then we say that fc in this case is called minimum value and the point c is called point of minimum. Third condition is f is said to have an extreme value in I if there exists a point C in I such that fc is either maximum value or minimum value of f in I, then the number fc in this case is said to be extreme value, and the point C is called extreme point also. Here we have see some graphs. This is graph y is equal to fx, it is the graph, and x has values here. X axis shows the values of x, or you can say the values from interval and values from domain, and y shows its value of the function at those points. Here we see that this is the point at which the function has maximum value. Here function has maximum value at this point. This is the point in x-axis, and the function has maximum value at this point. So this point is called point of maxima, which is from the interval, and the highest point has value from y-axis. This is called maximum value. But at the point of maxima, it is the point of maxima, and here maximum value, you see that the tangent at this point is parallel to x-axis. So we can say that dy upon dx is 0 at the point of maxima. At the point of maxima, curve is like this and tangent is drawn like this. So it means the tangent to the curve is parallel to x-axis. That means slope of tangent is 0, as the slope of x-axis is 0, so slope of tangent is 0. That means dy upon dx is 0. Now we take another graph. Here we see that graph is like this, and here point C has minimum value, which is this one is the minimum value from graph, and this point at which the minimum value is obtained, that means that is the point of minima, and the minimum value is obtained from this length. And at this point at which we have minimum value, if we draw a tangent, that will be also parallel to x-axis. So dy upon dx at that point is also 0. So we take this concept at the point of maxima as well as at the point of minima, dy upon dx is 0. That means we have at the point of maxima and at the point of minima, differentiation of the function is 0. And now we see point of inflection. This is the point. Point is here. This is point of inflection where function is neither increasing nor decreasing. One-sided function will be there, so it is this point is point of inflection. It has neither maxima nor minima. At point of maxima and minima, the tangent to the curve is parallel to x-axis, so dy upon dx is equal to 0. This is the concept. Here you see that in case of point of maxima, the function is rising, increasing, and after point of maxima is obtained, the function is decreasing. And in case of point of minima, we see that before the point of minima, the function is decreasing, and after point of minima, the function is increasing. So we take this concept here, and that is called first derivative test for checking maxima and minima. Let f be a function defined on an interval, open interval I. Here interval is open I. Let the f is continuous at a critical point C in I. Critical point is that point at which a differentiation of a function is 0. Here in above this point, at the point of maxima, this is called point of critical point, and the point of minima is also called critical point. These are the points at which function is having either maximum value or minimum value. So first f dash x, we differentiate it, the given function, and if sign from positive to negative, if f dash x has sign positive to negative, as x increases through c, us, it means function is increasing, and after that point function is decreasing. So we say that this is the point of maxima. Similarly, f dash changes sign from negative to positive. Negative to positive means differentiation is negative, that means function is decreasing, and after point of minima, the after the critical point, the function is differentiation is positive, that means function is increasing. So we say that this is the point of minima in this case. It means firstly we have to find critical points. How critical points are obtained? We have equation of curve. We will differentiate it, and after differentiation we put it as 0, because at the point of maxima and minima the differentiation is 0. So after putting differentiation 0, we get some values of x which are called critical points. And now we check the graph by the slope of tangent. If the slope of tangent is before that point, it means you may take some value uh, less than that point and check f dash x at that point. If it is negative, and you take some more value than that critical point and check f dash x, if it is positive, then you can say that function has minima at that point. If it is before the point positive and after the point negative, uh, then we say that function has point of maxima at that point. Here two cases arise, either the function has maxima or minima. Next, f dash x, if there may be some condition, if f dash x does not change sign as x increases through c, then c is neither point of maxima nor point of minima. Here a word local is included. Local means in a small interval, and if there is written only maxima or minima, it means we are checking in whole interval. If we take some small part of the interval and we are checking the derivative sign, so we write it like a local maxima or local minima. Or if there is a point at which the function does not change, derivative of function does not change the sign as x increases through c, then c is neither a point of local maxima nor a point of local minima, and this point is, in this case, is called point of inflection. Here we can easily understand it by a graph. Point of maxima and minima, how will you find, how will you check? Here you see that the graph is like this. First we have to know the gradient means होता है, that means the slope, gradient m, slope of the function, slope of the tangent, that is dy upon dx. And here, in case point at the point of maxima, we see that before point of maxima the graph is increasing. It means dy upon dx is positive, and after at point of maxima it is parallel to x-axis, so it is 0. And after point of maxima the graph is decreasing, that means dy upon dx is negative. So we can say that at the point of maxima, before this point, the graph of the function is increasing, and after the point of maxima, the graph of function is decreasing. As you see that here, before the point of maxima, the a tangent makes angle 45 degree. So tan 45 is equal to 1. It means dy upon dx is 1, that is dy upon dx is positive. And after point of maxima, the function, a tangent is drawn, and tangent shows the angle 135 degree in the positive direction of x axis. That means slope will be equal to tan 135, and if you get tan 135 you get -1. That means the dy upon dx is negative in this case. So after point of maxima the function is decreasing. First, before point of maxima function is increasing, and after point of maxima function is decreasing. So point of maxima is a turning point also. And similarly, in case of decrease point of minima, you see here, before here this point is point of minima, and before it the function is decreasing. If you draw tangent, you see that in positive direction of x-axis it will make angle 135 degree. That means the uh, dy upon dx will be negative. Tan 135 will give you -1, so that this is negative. And after point of minima, a tangent is drawn at a point, you see that this is making 45 degree. That means dy upon dx is equal to tan 45, that is 1. It means dy upon dx is positive. So before point of minima the function is decreasing, and after point of minima function is increasing. This concept is taken in first derivative test. Here we see that at the point of maxima as well as at the point of minima, uh, derivative of function has changed its sign. It is before it is positive, after it is negative. Similarly, if it is before it is negative, then it will be after it will be positive. So it means x f dash x changes their sign. But in case of point of inflection, uh, f dash x will have same sign after and before. So in point of inflection can be easily determined if we take some point before less than that value and check f dash x, and similarly you take some value more than that value and check f dash x. If both are either positive or both are either negative, then we say that function is has neither point of maxima nor point of minima. It means before and after the sign of f dash must be changed to get point of maxima or minima. Here this concept is taken in first derivative test. Here is another concept, second derivative test, to check the point of maxima and minima. In this, f be a function defined on an interval I and c is the point in interval I. Let f be twice differentiable at c. Twice differentiable means we can get second order derivative also. We can differentiate first the curve, equation of curve, and again differentiate it with respect to x, we get second order derivative also. And the concept is that at point of maxima and point of minima, first derivative is equal to 0, means dy upon dx is equal to 0 or f dash x is equal to 0. So putting that f dash is equal to x is equal to 0, we get some point c, and now we have to check f double dash at that point c. If f double dash at that point c is less than 0, means negative, then we say that fc is the local maximum value of the function. Here you see f double dash is less than 0 at that critical point. Then this point is called point of maximum. And if x is equal to c is the point of local minima, if f dash c is equal to 0, means if c is obtained when you put the first derivative as 0, and now check f double dash at that point and it is positive, and if it come positive, then f c is called minimum value and c is a single c is called point of maximum or point of minimum. Here third case is the test, it is secondary test. This test fails if f dash is 0 and f double dash is also again 0. It means we cannot use second derivative test in case second derivative comes 0. Then we go back to first derivative test in this case. Now there are some working rule for finding absolute maxima and absolute minimum value. You will be given some function, you will differentiate it, put differentiation at is equal to 0, so we will get critical points. Find points x whether f dash x is 0, like this, means you get critical points after putting f dash x is equal to 0, and take the endpoints of the intervals also. You will be given this, suppose here a and a to b, so a is one point and b is another point, and there are some points we obtained from putting f dash x is equal to 0. So now we get the value of function at those all points, means at extreme points also, at a and b also, and all the critical points we get, we will find the value of the function and identify the maximum and minimum value from those all values. So which will be the maximum value? It will be called absolute maximum, and which will be the minimum value among those? It will be called absolute minimum. Now there are some few questions from exercise to understand above statement clearly. Exercise 6.5. First, find the maximum and minimum value if any of the following functions given by fx is equal to 2x minus 1 whole power 2 plus 3. Function is this. I am using second derivative test in this case, and that is, first you write fx is equal to 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. You will differentiate it. We get f dash x is equal to differentiating 2 into 2x minus 1 into 2 plus 0 using chain rule also. So we get 4 into 2x minus 1. Now again differentiate it. We get f double dash is equal to 8, which is positive. It is constant and positive. It means at all values it will be minimum. F double dash is constant 8, and which is possible, which is positive. That means at all values the function will be minimum. So put f dash, the method is there. First find f dash, then find f double dash, again differentiation, and it is the case for maxima and minima. Put f dash x is 0. You will put f dash x, first derivative is equal to 0. That means 4 into 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. From this we obtain x is equal to half. Now you have to check f double dash at x is equal to half. Put the value half in f double dash in place of x, but it is constant. It is always 8. That means it is positive. So x is equal to half is point of minima. Hence minimum value will be, you put in the function x is equal to half. Always value is obtained from original function. The f dash or derivative will check only the point of minima or maxima, but value is maximum and minimum value is obtained after putting this value in the equation of curve in original equation. So we put it in original equation, we get the value is 3. Now there is question number 2. Find the maximum and minimum values if any of the following functions. I am taking one part, 2 parts. Here function fx is equal to mod x plus 2 minus 1. Here we are not differentiating it, we are just judging it to get maximum and minimum value. Here mod x minus 2, mod is always positive. So mod x minus 2 is positive. So if we put any value of x, we get positive, 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 and go ahead, positive, positive, positive. We cannot reach at the final point. It means it will have only minimum value. In rising we cannot reach at final value, so it will have only minimum value. And what is the minimum value of modulus of function? Minimum value of modulus of function is 0. So x minus 2 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 is its point of minimum. So minimum value will be equal to, you put here x is equal to minus 2. Here x plus 2 is there, so in question, so write it, x plus 2 is always positive, so it attains minimum value at x plus 2 is 0, so x is equal to minus 2. There is mistake of sign, so you correct it. Minimum value will be obtained minus 1. Similarly, here we have another part, gx is equal to minus mod x plus 1 plus 3. Here mod x plus 1 is always positive. If we put any value of x, we will get positive, 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 and we cannot reach as the largest value. So but here minus x plus 1 is there, minus mod x plus 1. So minus mod x plus 1 is always negative. Hence it will be negative, negative, negative. We cannot attain reach at largest negative. So it means this function attains only maximum value, and it will be, when it will be possible, when x plus 1 is 0. Here again mistake is there, x plus 1 is 0. So x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 1, and we put here x is equal to minus 1, so we get 0 3 0 3 minus 0, we get the maximum value is 3. Here some mistakes are in sign, so you will correct it. X plus 1 is 0, so x is equal to minus 1, and in previous part x plus 2 is equal to 0, so x is equal to minus 2. Now question number 3, find the local maxima and local minima if any of the following function. Find also the local maximum and local minimum values. In this case, I am taking one example and solving it by both the methods, using first derivative as well as second derivative test. You can use any one of these tests, but understand both the tests, how to use. Gx is equal to x cube minus 3x. This is the function. Our first step is differentiate it. So differentiating is g dash x, we get 3x square minus 3. I am using first derivative test, so I will not differentiate it again. It means the step is you put g dash x is equal to 0, and that means 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0, and it will give you x square minus 1 is equal to 0 and x is equal to plus minus 1. These are the critical points. Now if we use first derivative test, we take any one of values, x is equal to minus 1. Now take some value less than it, but very near to it. Here in above statement, the local means very near to it. Local, you have minus 1, then minus 1.1 is less than minus 1, and now check g dash minus 1.1. You put in g dash in place of x minus 1.1, you get 3 into minus 1.1 square minus 1. If we calculate it, it is positive. Now we take some value less than that critical value, more than that critical value. Minus 0.9 is greater than minus 1. Now check g dash minus 0.9, put in place of x minus 0.9, 3 into minus 0.9 minus 1 whole square minus 1, it is always negative. So it means before the point the function is increasing, and after the point function is decreasing. So x is equal to minus 1 is the point of local maxima, and local maximum value will be, you put the value in the original function, x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 1, if you put, you get 2. Now another point is 1, that means another point is 1, so we take some value less than 1, that is 0.9 is less than 1, g dash 0.9 will be checked, it is negative, and again we take more than 1, that is 1.1, g dash 1.1, 3 into 1.1 square minus 1, it will give you positive. You see that before point 1 the function is decreasing, and after point 1 the function is increasing. It means x is equal to 1 is the point of local minima. So minimum value will be g1. You put the value of 1 in equation of curve. So we get the value is -2. So it is the minimum value. This is the method to find maximum and minimum value using first derivative test. Now I am using this concept in second derivative by second derivative test also. So what are the steps in this case? You write gx is equal to x cube minus 3x, which is given. Now differentiate it with respect to x. So differentiate it, g dash x is equal to 3x square minus 3. And we are using second derivative test, it means we will again differentiate it. So we get g double dash x is equal to 6x. Now the concept is that put first derivative as 0 for finding critical points. It is the step. First derivative, put first derivative test 0, similar to first part. You get 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0, and x square minus 1 is 0, so x is minus 1 as well as plus 1. You get two values of x. These are critical points. Now using second derivative test, what will you do? You take any one of the point. Suppose we are taking x equal to -1 and put this value in a second derivative, g double dash x at x is equal to -1. So in here it will be 6 into -1, that is -6. It is less than 0. And if second derivative comes less than 0, it means that point at which it is less than 0, that is point of maxima. So x is equal to -1 is the point of maximum, and the maximum value will be equal to g minus 1. Value is obtained from original equation. Put here x is equal to -1, so we get the value is 2. Again we have another critical point, x is equal to 1, so we have to find second derivative at x is equal to 1. So it will be 6 into 1, that is 6, it is positive, and second derivative test gives positive, that means the point at which it is positive is the point of minima. So x is equal to 1 is the point of minima, because after putting x equal to 1 we get positive sign, so point to x is equal to 1 is point of minima, and the minimum value is obtained from original equation, putting x is equal to 1, that is g1, so we get the value is, after calculation, value is -2. I think that you understand both the methods, first derivative as well as second derivative. You can easily use these methods in finding point of maxima and minima, and solve these assignments and practice the questions from exercise also. That's all. Thank you.